Decision taken by children in the fit of rage leads to lifetime of sorrow for parents.
When asked the reason to call off the wedding, they said caste issue. They might dominate us. Upon all, she's their only daughter. They might want to stay with them forever. Spandana hanged herself. They took her to the hospital. We don't know what actually happened. We are not aware of the situation at all. Another girl immediately went upstairs and found her hanging and ran down crying. On the first hand, we are in the pain that our daughter is no more. On the other hand, we have to hear all the rumors. I had to face such things for almost 6 months. Times the rumors were so bad that I want to share all this with the youth. I want the youth, children to understand that taking this extreme step and end their lives is easy. But later, parents have to face so many kinds of blames. Someone suggested we should file a case with the police on them. But right away, I disagreed, saying we should not go for such things without knowing the actual situation. Once a case is filed, his whole life will be spoiled. If by any chance, if he would have seen the letter and responded immediately, she would have been saved. Now that your marriage is fixed with someone else, I cannot accept it. I have bought a nice gift and kept it in my house for you. Please come and collect. They cannot bear if I die, but I am taking this extreme step for your sake. The boy messaged me. I was shocked to see it. I wanted to save him from the case. They made all the calls immediately, but in the meantime, the boy.
Welcome to all the viewers of Suman TV. Children, when they take some decision in a fit of rage, parents have to suffer their entire lives. Why do such circumstances arise? Children often don't realize that the decision made in the nick of the moment can lead to a lot of mental trauma to the parents. Today, I want to let everyone know about one such issue, the anguish the parents experience. The chairman of EDA Spandana Foundation, Mr. EDA Samuel Reddy, is here with us. What is the cause for starting this foundation? What programs are being organized through his foundation? Let us hear about this from him. Greetings, Mr. Reddy.
Greetings to all the viewers who are watching.
Mr. Reddy, why did you get this thought of starting this foundation? Just keeping this aside for a while, you said that your daughter is dead. She committed suicide. Why did she die? What's the reason? In fact, one's misery can never be a pleasure for others. This channel should be an eye-opener for at least few for one out there. Anyone who in the fit of rage get a thought of ending their life should think about their parents and loved ones at least once is the only intention behind this interview. What might have made your daughter take such an extreme decision? Although you're a businessman from a noble family with all the good value system, in spite of this, what made her take such an extreme step towards suicide?
Spandana Ida Foundation. Spandana is my daughter's name. She is the only daughter for us. On 2020, she would have been 24 years old. She finished her MBA also. Yeah, she was supposed to leave to Canada in a month. She was already set to leave to Canada. But in 2019, November 22, a family friend whom we knew since 4 years visited us. I was about to leave to office and he dropped in. As I knew that person, he was an old acquaintance, I sat with him and exchanged some talks, inquiring him about what he was doing right now and where he was living. He replied me that he was working in Dubai, he was doing job there. We know this boy as we are going to the same church. Yes, he studied in Guntur, though he hailed from another district, that's how we know him. With this acquaintance, I spoke to him that day. While in the talks, the boy concluded that he was looking to get married and settle this year, for which I joked around asking him, can help to look out for a suitable match. It was on a friendly note. Yeah, we are talking very friendly on that time. I also asked him to have lunch, that when he said he wanted to discuss something with me. I asked him to continue. He was hesitating and said, please don't mind, for which I assured him that he can feel free to share anything. Then he said that he wants to marry my daughter Spandana. I asked if Spandana know that you are coming here. He said no, but she knew that. We all know how they manage. He replied that he is directly talking to me and Spandana doesn't know about this. Since we live in a joint family, we live in a combined family, my brother, his wife along with his 2 children all live together with me. Yes, we too hail from the Guntur. We live in a joint family and also our businesses are doing combinedly. After thinking for 10 minutes, I have replied to that boy We live in a joint family. Let me discuss with my family members and get back to you within 2 to 3 days after discussion. Do not worry and stay positive. I have sent him very positive manner. He left with a sign of happiness. We all discussed as a family. The boy is also from a good family and he is the only child there. As such, we do not have any caste feelings. My brother had an intercaste marriage 20 years back. Even though it was a love marriage, it was blessed by the elders. As we are converted, we had this complete acceptance. My father was from communist. From our childhood days, we are always taught not to believe in this caste system and religious systems. So that my brother marriage was also accepted, so that was not at all an issue. So we never bothered to think on those lines. We just saw that boy, he was from our same acquaintance and he is a decent boy. Then we also inquired our daughter. She too said she likes him. So immediately my brother spoke to that boy saying, we shall come to your place and talk to your parents. After which my brother along with his 3 friends reached the boy's house. They had a hearty talk there. The boy doesn't have parents and is brought up by his grandparents. Yes, we already told we shall come to your place and have a formal talk with your adults of your family. As we didn't want to do anything without the consent of their elders. Of the family. The boy suggested the marriage to be performed before 20 January 2020 as he has to leave to Dubai on that day. So we decided to have wedding on 17 Jan after Sankranti. The groom's family and his grandfather also spoke well to us. They too responded well. On December 28th, we have decided the date December 28th for the engagement and we have also booked the function halls. As everything was set to ready and we are all shared the news with all our relatives and family friends etc. It was a formality, so we invited them to come over 28th. On 28th December, all said we are all ready. But on 28th December, from the groom's family, no member have attended the engagement. They did not inform us anything. We have waited until the evening and we have tried calls for them, thinking they might have been on their way, since they have to travel a long distance. On the call, when asked why you all didn't come to the engagement, the boy said that he had a small fight at home and his aunt was objecting for the engagement. Yes, the boy approached us and we too went to their house and all the formal talks were completed. He said, all my family is okay but my aunt is objecting to this marriage. We had all the formal talks with his elders too and their grandparents and uncles. All agreed happily. However, his aunt wasn't around on that day. Now she is objecting when we invited for the engagement ceremony. When asked for his auntie's objection, he replied that when asked the reason to call off the wedding, they said, caste issue, they might dominate us. Upon all, she is their only daughter, they might want you to stay with them forever. The relatives told him that they will not attend their wedding. Yes, they are from SC caste, though we never bothered. As we already went in the intercaste marriage in my brother's case also. My brother tried talking to the boy saying, you know all about our family. Maybe your aunt doesn't know much about us. Please invite them here. Let them meet us and get to know us closely. The boy said he will convince and bring them in 2 to 3 days. We cancelled the engagement and we just left everything there. Within a few days, the New Year started. New Year Eve was around and on December 31st at personal and our business front, meetings are going on and I am busy on that preparations. On January 2nd, 2020, my daughter woke up normally, had lunch with us. But she did not share anything with us. We headed to the office as usual. At around evening 7 to 7:30 p.m., we got a call. My manager came running to me into the director's room. When I asked him the matter, he started crying. And he said, crying, Spandana hanged herself. We rushed home immediately. They took her to the hospital. We did not know what happened actually. We did not know what was the situation. She was with her mother until 5 in the evening. There is a best price near our place. They went out for shopping. All the shopping went well too. She headed home with a luggage on her bike, and the remaining members walked home from the best price. After they reached home, my brother's daughter, who just came from the school having snacks, when asked her, where is Spandana, the girl replied, she was here until now and she just went upstairs. She got a phone call. Thinking that it might be a general everyday talk, they went back to their works. But my daughter actually went upstairs to hang herself, which none of them downstairs had an idea. Only when one of the Spandana's friend called up, then we came to know. Yes, he considers my daughter as his elder sister and he called us. He called to my brother's daughter. He asked to check where is Spandana right now. My brother's daughter said she shall check after 10 minutes as she is just back from the school. But he said angrily and just asked him to check right away. She ran upstairs and checked. She went upstairs and found her sister hanging and ran down crying loudly. All the family members along with the neighbors took her to the hospital. The doctors announced that she is no more and could have been saved if she would brought in just 5 minutes earlier. We did not know what was happened and what was going on. We all were still in the thought that the boy will visit us in 2 days and everything is normal. Then everyone asked what happened. Were you planning for any another wedding? The engagement was also on the cards. All are questioning and inquiring about what was happened. A lot of confusion is going on. You know how it will be when you have the only daughter and when these things such happen. How it feels. A lot of confusion is going on. When you have the only daughter and when these things happen, how tense we feel. We have faced such questions, enquiries and rumors all around us. Firstly, as parents, we had already in pain due to loss of our only child. On the other hand, we had to hear all the rumors. I had faced this at least for 6 months. Many started spreading rumors and ill talks right from the very time when her body arrived for the last rites. The rumors they spread were so bad that I cannot hear. The reason why I am sharing this all with the youth and the children to understand is that they are taking this extreme step and ending their lives is easy. But later their parents have to face so many kinds of blames because the world doesn't know what actually happened. They get to think in many ways, like one said parents have gone for another match, disagreed for their child's interest. Some others said that we have threatened the boy and chased him away. It was unbearable to hear all such rumors and ill talks for almost 6 months. Anyway, we got to know all the real reasons later on. But we had to go through all this pain. Besides all this, we personally also did not know what was the real reason behind her daughter's act. As far as we know, we all gave our consent, wedding preparation have started, even booked the marriage hall on January 17th. Everything is set ready and we are ready to do marriage and send him the boy to Dubai. We ordered more than 3000 wedding cards for printing. But what had happened? What was the real reason behind her act? During this time, one of our close relatives suggested we should file a police case against on them. But right away disagreed, saying that we should not go for such things without knowing the actual reasons. As the boy is working in Dubai, once a case is filed against him, his life will be spoiled. We still don't know who wronged here. It can be from the girl's side too. So I stopped with this intention and waited. After overcoming myself a little, we started investigating and asking what actually happened. Then my brother's children opened up saying, on that day, one brother called and asked to find where was Spandana, and they went. And he immediately asked to run upstairs to her room. We immediately understood that the boy will have some information and asked him to children to run upstairs to the room. So I called the boy. The boy was crying profusely. I asked the boy what happened actually. He said he did not check her messages on that day. He actually got her message at 6:40. Spandana wrote a letter to him. He only could check it after finishing his office at 6:30 and reached home. He almost saw that letter after 45 minutes to 1 hour after she posted. By if any chance, if he would have seen the letter and responded immediately, she would have been saved. He very much did it, but it was very late when he called. That's why he was crying inconsolable. I consoled him and asked if I can see that letter. The boy shared that she wanted this letter to given to the groom. Spandana wanted to share that letter to that boy, so she shared with him. I do not want to reveal any names and degrade them. I asked the boy to forward the mail to me. It was written in the mail. The summary of the mail was something like this. Now that your marriage is fixed with someone else, which I cannot accept, I will never stop you nor come in between. You should be happy. And I have bought a nice gift and kept it in my house for you. Please come and take it. She bought a nice costly watch for him and it was in her room. Even though I am aware that I am the only child for my parents, they cannot bear if I die, but I am taking this extreme step for your sake. Yes, we too did not understand what was the problem. We accepted the proposal and they too were positive and also said that they are coming for the engagement ceremony also. But all of a sudden, they did not show up for the engagement. This is what we know as far as now. And I can find this is the only reason for all this happening. But we never wanted to file a case against him. But one of our well-wishers advised us, if you do not file a case, then we will be held responsible and will have to keep moving around the courts to prove yourself right, as it will be a misunderstood that we did something wrong. You mean you will be blamed for such compelled that the girl to take extreme step. So first file a case so that police can look into the case and inquire further. So we had to inform the police. The truth is that the boy's marriage is already fixed on January 8th. As such, we got to hear many rumors that the groom was ready to marriage even before he talked to me. But as a father, I scolded and ill-treated him, and what was the reason? As such, we got so many rumors to hear after my child died. There were a lot of rumors around the groom itself. The marriage was fixed on January 8th. The boy intelligently planned for a breakup. When he talked to me as a father, I would have scolded him or beaten him so that he would have a reason for a breakup with my daughter. So all of them said this reason, but as of now, I am not ready to accept whatever happened. We got to hear many such stories, but I decided not to believe in this marriage, I said. But then my brother confirmed, and it was true that his marriage was fixed on January 8th, and those cards were also printed. Police too showed those cards to me. The police arrested the boy on January 4th. Yes, they saw this whole letter, things happened before she took the step, so the police arrested him and jailed him for almost 15 days. Yes, we informed the police, they took the details and inquired and saw that this marriage was set on January 8th. He too accepted that he did visit our home. But the policeman did not like the way he is answering little recklessly. Also, when even his friends wanted to inform him about her Spandana's death, he did not respond to their calls. Then he switched off his phone. At least then, if he had informed and spoke positively with me, it would have been taken a better way. Immediately, I would have immediately assured him not to worry. But he too cut off my phone calls too. That made us doubt him, and thus we had to inform the police. Anyhow, he got the bail after 15 days. Besides all this, our situation was very confusing. Hundreds of people visited our house daily and spoke to us. In all such, I noticed one common thing in all. After 5 to 6 days, we are all wondering what to do now. Times we felt we should also commit suicide as our only daughter is dead. Our thoughts were like that. How much pain she might have felt when she actually hanged herself. How does it feel to hang themselves? We are all getting such all different and ill thoughts in our minds. Our mental health was so down. When all the people are conversing, I have noticed one similar and common thing. That everybody were talking about similar deaths happened around. Somewhere a boy and girl took their lives and etc. etc. So many of the people are dying because of love. We actually watch them on TV news etc. We never bothered about the TV news because it was not concerned to us. I also inquired a police friend of mine about the actual number of deaths. I was very shocked to see the alarming number according to the police records. Daily, 28 people are taking their lives. They are dying for the sake of love. Every 40 seconds, if a person is losing his life, what about their parents? I have inquired. Either ending lives for the sake of love or killing for the sake of love. Committing suicide for the sake of love. Means children are not understanding this is not a correct way, and also this type of love is not correct. The meaning of the love is totally misunderstood. We know all that in this world there is not even a single person who never experienced the love. The term is interpreted as just an emotion between two people of opposite genders. Is not a parental affection considered as a love? They do not understand how much love and emotions goes while we raising the children. Isn't it a love? Among all the loving relationships, sensual love is just one form of a love. There are so many. If you see around, you can see that the brother waiting for his sister outside the college gate to take her home safely. Isn't it a love? Among us all loving relationships, sensual love is just one form of a love. Leaving behind all the other loving relationships just for the sake of sensual love. That too for the sake of a love which is deceitful. Just yesterday, I saw somewhere that some boy or some girls are ending their lives because just they got cheated. But the one who got cheated ends their life and leaves behind so much agony and injustice to all their loved ones. Isn't it so? Even we are in the same situation now. Keeping aside the boy's issue, we have to live with such agony for the rest of our lives. So when the police friend gave the statistical report, I got this thought. As of now, we have given so many speeches on business purposes, conducted so many workshops, As such, then I have decided that I should not do any more workshops as now I am not eligible for such talk shows now. But after watching all this, I got a thought. All these days, I have worked hard for my personal businesses. Now that we see so many people are taking their lives for the sake of love, can we do something to cut this issue? So, thinking on these lines, I approached a few of my friends and decided to start a foundation. All of the people keep saying we need to do something for this generation, though not so eligible to make any big things. We got a thought that let's make some difference in our way with this small movement and started Spandana Ida Foundation and got it registered. Yes, January 2nd is the day when our daughter passed away, and we started this foundation on January 28th, inaugurated by Andhra Pradesh Home Minister. From the time we started this program, we planned the programs just to bring awareness in the youth. We have been running awareness camps mainly on the topic life is precious, value it. We always got a very positive and good response from the doctors, psychologists, psychiatrists, politicians, and everybody else. We always got very good support and positive response from doctors, psychologists, psychiatrists, politicians, and everybody else. In the last year, we met almost 10,000 students. Yes, we held so many seminars and webinars even in these COVID times. We held few in colleges directly. So one thing that was noticed was many cautioned us saying you might face problems as youth cannot understand your point and they will not be in a mood to listen your viewpoint. But today I can proudly say that we are being appreciated by the same youth, hundreds of them. Hundreds of them are getting moved by our programs and they are understanding. I can say that not all the youth are rebellious. When we told in an appropriate manner, they can always understand what we tell to them. Also, we came across 20 to 30 children who said they dropped their such suicidal thoughts after listening to our program. In one incident at around 5 p.m., we are winding up our program. A boy came to us crying profusely. When we asked for the reason, he confessed that he had planned to end his life that evening. But this program reminded him that his mother will be left alone after such a step. We came across almost 20 such incidents in our programs. Yes, this is the only satisfaction we all get. We never had any thoughts of filing case against him. Watching us and our programs through his foundation, whether he realized or feared, we don't know, but on February 4th, he went to the police station and signed as usual. On February 4th, in fact, I cannot sleep for a while even till date. It takes around midnight too to take some rest. I totally lost sleep. So similarly on February 4th, I was usually awake until midnight 2 a.m. Taking care of all my foundation related works, I was awake until midnight 2:30 a.m. Feeling very tired, I slept charging the phone. I woke up with an hour or so and as usually I checked my phone and found a mail from that boy. Yes, he wrote to me, I am all the way came from Dubai to get married. Never imagined such thing will happen. Thank you for accepting me. Being a parentless child, I could not disobey my elders. But I never imagined that such an event will occur in our lives. I cannot live without Spandana, so I too am going to end my life, is what he wrote in that message. I was shocked to see that message. I already made up my mind in the next meeting held in the foundation. I was about to announce, now that anyway we lost our daughter, we do not want the boy to get stuck in any case and end up his life in jail. I want all of you to understand the real love. I want to let go and relieve the boy from this case. The real meaning of the love is always to give love, not to grab it or rob it. The one who claims he loves, he should have at least 13 types of qualities. Not many know about this. This is what we are trying to tell in our programs. The real love always have 13 qualities. Without that, that is not an actual love. By stating these qualities, I wanted to save that boy from the case. But I never imagined that the boy will end up doing such thing. He messaged me that night. I immediately went to my lawyer who suggested that I should not call the boy directly as you might not land in unnecessary troubles. Rather, inform to the police station. And I immediately did the same, called up the SI. Police immediately took the required steps to reach that boy, but by the time the boy ended his life, yes, He went upstairs, ended his life immediately after messaging me, and hanged himself in the same manner which Spandana did. This event has caused more sorrow to me, as we always wanted to save him, which we could not do, so it was more painful. Look at this situation. No one knows what actually happened, but we lost two lives here. Two families are suffering the loss and ended up with a lifetime of sorrow and grief. We do not want anyone else to experience such grief. We don't want anybody else to go through whatever we are going through now. So we wanted to gather everyone and bring a movement. We definitely saw that movement and everyone came together. That's the only satisfaction we have now.
Yes, sir. Definitely such moment is needed of the hour as we see so many ending their lives for simple reasons, causing sorrow to their parents and loved ones, not only youth, but in few cases adults too, take such steps and end their life. Noble people like you who come forward like this to bring in some changes, at least in few lives, saved 20 lives and motivated many more not to risk their lives and to be strong with your motivational talks through this foundation. Hats off to your services. Words are not enough to describe the kind of deeds you are doing. As an interviewer, we at the times get confused and tense what to ask and what not. You're already in pain and we read the questions. Many trigger the pain, especially about such painful experiences. But yet, just to spread this good message and let many know that how life is precious and not knowing the fact when someone ended their lives, not only they die but also how they make their loved ones' life miserable, which is definitely not right. Whatever you are doing is really appreciative. Today, you are here with us in our studio and shared so many in this interview. I wish this should inspire many more. What is the message you wish to give today, youth and their parents?
I would like to tell one thing to all the youth. To love someone is not at all a bad idea. In fact, the whole world exists because of this love. But there is a right time in life for everything. Secondly, failure in love affairs should also not be an issue in life. It's common to fail in life, but remember this, if you get deceived by someone for which you end up your lives and you are actually deceiving your parents too. Explain your parents, they will understand you. They will definitely understand you. Also, at times, few of your parents might not accept your love because they too see so many cases in the outside world. They do not accept because of that fear. Talk to them and make them understand your point with patience. They might understand after a time. Few times we also have to face such situations where parents do not accept it and also heed to killings and fightings. But its occurrence is only 1 to 2% in some places. But at the same time, we also have more percentage of parents accepting and performing intercaste marriages also. I do see so many families which are performing already around me. The only thing is that the negative news gets wide publicity, that somewhere someone killed because of love. We should condemn such news. Similarly, why aren't they highlighting news about people who are accepting and going ahead for love marriages? Such news is not at all highlighted. They often don't highlight such news that somewhere intercaste marriages have been performed. Such marriages keep happening calmly. What I wanted to make point here is definitely we have such people, families out there. Even your parents might be one of them. So you should not take any wrong decisions in your life. There is nothing to lose even if you fail in your love, in your relationships. If you have to face such failures, your parents will definitely understand you. Why not? I request all the children not to misunderstand their parents. Might be there are several adults who will be watching this program. There might be so many adults who are watching this program. My message to them is to rethink the importance they give to their caste and religions. We all are respected only for our behavior and attitude in the society, but not only for our caste and religion. I think it's only our myth and misconception of how one can do good and good to others. We are planning something on these lines too. So far, we got very good response. We have planned to set up a psychological research and counseling center in Guntur and giving counseling services to hundreds. We have also started similar program in Telangana too. Got very good support from many doctors and ministers also. At Ravindra Bharati, we had conducted a very good program where 2000 students were attended that program. And also, we have some plans to spread this movement all over India. Lastly, if at all we can bring any change through this movement, we can feel our daughter in them. Thank you so much for inviting me to your studio.
We do see that our guest here is controlling a lot and trying hard to gather himself. So much in a pain, and there's a lot going on deeply. Nobody's child should go through what his child had done. It's no wrong to fall in love, rather making that a love success in the right approach. Also, parents should also extend their supports to their children. On the other hand, children also should share everything with their parents. He shared all such nice message which are truly appreciated. Let's all once again applaud for all the noble services he is rendering. Hats off. Thank you. Thank you so much.